What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at team of the group stage, Harry Kane. And luckily for me, again, if you've watched the Salah video, you've heard that exact saying. I did manage to pack this 92 rated Harry Kane, and to be honest, he isn't that much of a flex because he's only around about 220 to 188 on Xbox, PlayStation at the time of recording this video. If there was some sort of lightning round, if there was some sort of SBC, before obviously this video goes live, more than likely this card will drop even more. His max price range is 250k. He was extinct for quite a while before he actually started getting packed quite a lot. He obviously does have a couple of special informs as well. He started at an 89 rated gold. He then since has had two inform cards, a 90 and a 91 rated card. Then this one then comes up to a 92. So actually from the base gold, we've actually got quite a nice upgrade purely for the fact that he is an 89 to start with, plus the two informs. So that for me makes him better. Makes it a little bit more worth it because obviously it's not just a one upgrade anymore. This is now a two upgrade on the card, or at least on the free upgrade off the gold card. So that for me makes this card a little bit better. Does it make him usable? That is the big question, and that is probably one of the big things that people want to know when it comes to Harry Kane, because we all know pace is the meta. I'm not going to go too much into it, but pace is the meta in this game. He lacks that pace. So is he worth it? Is he good? That's what we're going to look at. That's what I'm going to tell you basically on my opinion, what I believe this card to be useful for. So we'll obviously start with looking at the information on him. We'll then look at the skills, we'll look at the stats, and then we'll go on to the chemistry styles. We'll look at some in-game stuff, and then we'll go over to the overall review and is he worth buying in FIFA 20. So he's a 3-star skiller. Again, we could kind of expect that from him. He's a 4-star weak foot, so that's always nice. He's got 1 out of the 2 at the very least. He's 6'2", right-footed, with a high attacking work rate and a high defensive work rate. The custom tactics, we'll sort that out properly. Personally, I didn't have a problem with him coming back. I didn't think that he was not being up front enough, with obviously having a high attacking work rate as well, and then adding the custom tactics to stay up front. I found that realistically, I didn't have any issues with him being up front as such. So that for me is irrelevant. I can't really give him a negative for that point. The 3-star skills, obviously, I would prefer 4. And if you're going in on a lone striker or someone in a cam role, you want to be able to do them 4-star skills realistically. You want to have that dribbling, that agility in that player to be able to get round players on his own if needed. Pace-wise, we're looking at 77, 74 acceleration, 79 sprint speed. But the card has an incredible amount of shooting. 94 shooting gives him 96 attacking positioning, 97 finishing, 92 shot power, and 88 long shots. That's an incredible base stat right there. A really, really nice shot on him. For me, I would be looking at maybe a centre forward, a cam roll, and having a really, really quick striker to either accept the balls off him or lay the balls off to him. For me, he has got a thunderous strike. Really nice from long range, really nice from just outside the box. He absolutely bangs it. So for me, the pace can be slight irrelevant to an extent. Obviously, this doesn't kind of cover god tier teams. I think personally he would get absolutely eaten up by a Maldini and Virgil combo. So would he be worth going for a long, extensive period of time? Basically, will he make it a couple of months into this game before he's completely unusable because everybody's got the icons, everybody's got this big meta team that realistically he can't cope with? That's obviously coming at the end, so stay tuned for that, or if you want to just skip it, go right to the end. Passing wise, 84, he's got 86 vision, 82 curve, 86 short pass, and then also 88 long pass. So already you can see that kind of centre forward, that cam roll coming out of him. With only 84 passing, he's predominantly got a very nice stat on the short and long passing. So for me, that would point towards a cam even more right there. Dribbling wise, we could probably all have guessed that agility and balance aren't fantastic. 75, 77, they're not amazing, and personally dribbling with him Does feel a bit blocky at times, even though he can kind of get around people to an extent. He doesn't feel the same as obviously like a winger or someone like Mbappe going forward. Obviously the price difference is massive, but that is just a comparison right there. 96 composure, 96 reactions, so we have got a little bit of nice dribbling on him, or at least a nice dribbling stat. Then we have 89 ball control and 84 dribbling as the final two. So dribbling wise, we already knew the agility and balance weren't going to be fantastic on this card, and it really does have an impact on cards nowadays, especially with the lack of pace as well, and without the 4-star skills. Predominantly this card is a passing card. Pass and shoot, that is all he does. There is no dribbling, there is no through balls for him. He predominantly runs with the ball, passes it, gets it back, shoots the ball outside the box, and predominantly 9 times out of 10 he's going to score it. He's got a thunderous strike, like I said. That is why his base stats are incredible. So what else is there to this card? Obviously heading was always going to be nice, being 6'2". He's got 81 jumping, 91 heading accuracy. Obviously if the patch does come that we do get heading back as a way to actually score in this game, this card's going to be fantastic at that. A really, really nice header of the ball. And also from corners, I do notice that he gets in the front post quite a lot and does manage to convert a lot of them headers, especially when you're going for that near post OP. That for me is a great tactic with him. Stamina is 90 and 87 for his strength. Again, they're pretty much, they're guessable stats right now. They're very convenient that each player, depending on their height, their weight, what have you, will have predominantly the same sort of stat. Looking at the chemistry style though, obviously shooting wise, I just don't think there's any need to actually get any more. I think personally you are going to just max it out for no reason. Obviously a hunter would be the viable option, but what I would suggest is if you are going for that cam centre forward role for him, I would go with Catalyst. I think that's personally what I ran on mine, even though it was a striker. It ended up being a 92 rated striker, so we're already self-aware that that is what the card's rating is. But it'd have 87 pace and 92 passing. If he was to go with the Hunter, just to kind of humour the Hunter card, you'd get 87 passing and 97 shooting. So again, a decent upgrade, but again, would it really make too much of a difference? If you was to go with something like Hawk, which obviously would still get the pace up to a nice 82, again, you'd still get 97 shooting and you'd also get 91 physical. Taking this striker up to a 93 in-game, it's something to think about. You potentially could go for it. If you was to really seriously go for a cam version of him and you weren't too fussed about the pace, I would probably go with Artist. It would get a passing up to 92 and it's dribbling up to 94. For me, I think that's a fantastic stat right there if you was to just go straight in with obviously just the cam roll of him. So going into the overall review of him, personally, Benzema, not up to that standard. I think there's a lot of strikers out there that still, even with pace, aren't as good as him. Personally, Lacazette, and personally Uber, the normal gold version of Uber, really I didn't find very good in this game. I don't know what it is about him, but personally I think Kane absolutely mauled him. In the terms of reviews, I think Kane did so well, scoring a lot of goals, linking up with Dele Alli quite a lot. I think that personally is a very nice striker to play with in any sense. Then we obviously have Mbappe on the other side. Again, there is a lot of strikers that are better than him. We've got Aguero, we've got Griezmann, we've got Mbappe, obviously on Ronaldo, the normal CR7. Obviously a lot of these are a lot more pricey, so we can expect a lot of them to be better, mainly because they're double and triple his value. I can kind of understand that, but it's just really kind of like an overall of the balance of where we're actually going, who is very similar to him and who is not, basically. So I've given him a 6.5 out of 10 for value for coins, mainly because there is a lot more that you can get for your money here. Personally, if you've already got a striker that's very meta, I would probably go with someone else and kind of replace them rather than going for the striking role. I think you can get a meta striker pretty cheaply and really go to town with him. Personally, I've given him a 7 out of 10 for FUT Champs. I personally wouldn't rate him in my FUT Champs team. If you've got a meta team, I don't think he'll fit. I think the only reason why you'd actually play with him is mainly because he's a special card. Either you're a Spurs fan or just an England fan in general, maybe he fits your team or you packed him. Personally, that would be the only reason why he would make a team for me. And apart from that, I really couldn't see any more use from him, bar from if you did pack him, using him for objectives or something like that. And then overall, I've given him a 7 out of 10 as well. I think there is a lot more that he could do, but I do think he still is a decent striker. But I think personally, he will be saved for just objectives and kind of that sort of stuff. Maybe a nice squad builder, maybe like a Spurs squad builder would work really well. But apart from that, that is all he's going to be useful for me. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. And if you want to subscribe down below with the bell button on, it's always fantastic to see all your comments. And obviously the subscriber count going up is, again, a very, very satisfying feeling. So like I say, hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.